Yeah, finna play. Yeah. From the nest to the lights, we're ready to fly. Eagles rise up, yeah, we touch the sky. Coach Rather and Coach Patterson show us the way. Eagle-led Bonnie's gonna seize the day. Hearts on fire, burning bright. Through a storm, we'll take the fight. Spread your wings and let them soar. Higher now than ever before. Through the wind, we'll ride the tide. Eagle Nation side by side.
What is up? What is going on? My name is Will Patterson. I have the honor and the privilege of being the athletic director at St. Joseph Catholic School. I'm joined by, as always, by my assistant athletic director, Miss Madison Rather.
Happy to be here. Glad to be back.
Miss Madison Rather, welcome back to the Eagle Advantage. We missed you last week.
I know I missed y'all too. It was great to tune in and watch that episode with Coach Walker.
A lot has changed since you were jet-setting around the not even the United States, around the world.
Across the ocean.
Welcome to the new-ish and improved Eagle Advantage studio.
Much more comfortable.
I'm telling you.
I'm liking it.
A little Facebook Marketplace action. Got some new leather furniture.
Yeah, nice.
Included with the smells, you know.
Oh.
Smells came with them. But we'll get it worked out.
Yeah, just a few different things of
Yeah.
air freshener. And
I feel like this is an ever-changing studio for right now.
it might be, but
till
who
we
doesn't
re-
love a change of scenery?
Until we really get it dialed in. But, you know, we're on our way, I think. New camera to us. Found it laying in the closet in the school, so hopefully it's a little bit better quality. I mean, we're moving and shaking here.
Yeah, we are.
Well, let's jump into it. There's unfortunately no rundown this week. Spring break it was, so no games to talk about.
Nothing.
It's kind of sad. It was kind of nice, and we'll get to it. I mean, you're back from what is 7-day trip? 9-day trip to Italy. How was the trip?
It was awesome. I mean, whenever we left, it was just kind of like surreal. Like, part of me was like, man, do I regret this? Because I was like, man, I could just be at home, right?
Yeah.
But we left, and then, I was up for 32 hours straight.
Oh,
Didn't
no.
sleep once.
You didn't sleep on the plane?
Nope. I just can't.
I can't either.
It's not comfortable. You're sitting there in economy like this, and
Oh, yeah.
snug as a
see.
bug, and I had, Isabel was my plane buddy next to me, and we were just watching movies for
Were you
8
an
hours.
aisle, a window, or a middle?
aisle, but in the middle row of like 4. So there was like 3 people, a row of 4, and then like 3 others.
See, I've never been on a plane.
And
like that.
I was in the row of 4 on the aisle, which best seat, aisle.
Really?
Yeah. I would not have wanted to be stuck in the middle 2 spots in that middle row.
Oh, yeah. No,
That's
you
horrible.
You can keep that one.
Yeah.
I don't want to ever be in the middle seat, period. I think airlines should just get rid of a middle seat.
I completely agree.
I mean, I get it, right? Put as many people in the plane as possible and take them there. It's more money. But what you want to talk about, the worst seat for everybody involved.
Bro, it's the middle. It was, yeah.
Whose armrest is...
Yeah, whose do you
Like-
take?
So when I travel with my wife, she'll sit in the middle. She's a small person. That's fine, right? But when I travel alone and I don't know the person sitting next to me, no, you can keep that.
Yeah.
Pass.
Yeah. I mean, I sat next to strangers, on a stranger on my second flight. So when we flew from Houston to Germany, and we landed in Germany
It's a long
And-
flight. It had to be, right?
in 9 hours.
Oh, that's not that bad.
Not in, but total time in the plane, nearly 10, right? You have to board and
Yeah.
sit there and then land, and you're waiting. But going from Germany to Venice, everybody in our group was like front of the plane.
Really?
I don't know why I got stuck in the back, just next to a stranger, which she was freaking French, or not French, Italian or something, not English.
Yeah.
But our group was all the way up there, and I'm just in the back of the plane by myself. When I get off, they're all gone. They're going down to baggage claim and stuff. I was like, oh, I'll meet y'all there. And luckily for me, I'm comfortable navigating
Sure.
airports in Europe. It's not a bad thing for me. But, I mean, yeah, we landed, and then we were straight off to Venice. Got on the
Really?
bus, met our tour guide, Jacopo, shout out. He was great.
Say it again.
Jacopo.
Okay, I'm with you.
Jacopo.
How was the English from Jacopo?
Oh, he was good. Yeah,
Good?
he spoke good English with, of course, like an Italian accent.
Sure.
So we got in Venice, and the first thing we did was hop on a bus, take a ride in a gondola.
Really?
Yeah.
Straight into the water.
Straight into it, and it was awesome.
So, Houston to Germany. Germany to
Venice.
in a plane.
Yeah.
And then bus picked you up in Venice.
Straight to a boat.
Straight to a boat. What time was it when you get there?
Whenever we landed, it was probably like, I don't even remember, 2-something
PM.
p.m.
Okay, so
Well, it was because I remember it was 8 a.m. here, and I FaceTimed Coach Bailey for softball so I could say what's up to the team and congrats on the win against Mumford.
Yeah.
And it was first period whenever we landed.
So what was the moment that you thought like, all right, I'm not in Texas anymore?
When I was trying to buy Wi-Fi through a German airline.
Really?
It was all in German.
They didn't have an English option?
No. So I had like translate on Isabel's phone, and I put it on my phone to like get the instructions in English.
Yeah.
And I was like, that just sucks. But we made it through. But I think really it was like, honestly, maybe like day 3 when we were in a CC. Because the first 2 days, even the kids said it, they were like, it doesn't feel like we're in Italy.
Right.
And it kind of didn't. I think mainly just because we were with each other. But then we really started seeing some pretty cool things and different churches and stuff. And day 2 in Florence, we saw a bunch of statues and artwork, really not for me. I don't have that level of appreciation. Sure. But day 3 in Assisi was like really big basilicas and some pretty like hard-hitting stuff, some like power-hitting religious items.
Sure.
Where we're like, they don't have this in Texas. So.
Yeah, we don't have that. We got the Alamo.
We do have the Alamo.
Hey,
they didn't have that. I mean, they had the Coliseum. It's pretty close.
Yeah, I mean, was there anything that really surprised you that you weren't necessarily like expecting to see before you went on the trip that now you're like, man, that made it worth everything?
I mean, I knew what we were going to see before we left. Like, I knew the agenda, and I knew we were going to visit, these churches, these basilicas, these different historical monuments. And I have, like I've said, like I've been overseas before. I've seen the nightlife, the people, the architecture of just the homes and buildings and roads, everything. Mm-hmm. That's not a surprise to me. But I think what was most hard hitting was really just like the power of just like being in front of like these relics that we don't have.
Yeah.
Like obviously we wouldn't have the nail of Jesus Christ.
Sure.
Here in Bryan College Station.
Yeah.
Now we got to see that, and that's whenever I was able to witness like the kids that I coached truly being moved by something. And as a coach, outside of a field or a court, whatever it may be, I was like, that just hits different. You got to bond with the kids on another level that we don't get to do.
Yeah, it's like we talked to Coach Walker last week, and it was, some that he and I talked about was like, one part of what we do is athletics, and everything else is what goes into, being a coach and building a great young human being. And that's a cool experience that you got to share with some of our athletes.
Yeah, I remember whenever we saw the nail of that was in Jesus and the thorns on his head. There was 2 of them, and like wood from the actual cross. And we walked into the room and we saw it, and some of the kids were moved to tears.
Yeah.
That I coached. And I remember after I just hugged them, and I was like, that's all you can do is like everyone knows that love is like the most powerful thing, and it's so strong. But like the love in that room to show that he did that for us, and we were able to kind of see that. Like, here's proof, right? Because like I said, we don't have that here, and you don't get to see it. But when you actually see it, like that nail went into somebody, that was pretty hard hitting. So.
What was the best thing that you ate? Was the pizza and the pasta actually to the hype?
No.
Oh, no.
No, it wasn't. But let me tell you this. Pastries.
Really?
Out of this world.
Like a croissant.
So they call it a cornetto.
A cornetto.
So I walk up and I'm like, can I get a croissant? They're like, oh, cornetto? I was like, sure. Sure, that one.
Yeah.
You know,
this one right here.
The plain one. It was funny because we start off every sentence with ciao or buongiorno, which is good morning.
Sure.
Order everything in English with an Italian accent or whatever we claim to be as one.
Yeah.
And then end with grazie, which is thank you. So it's mainly the parents that I didn't do it.
Yeah.
But you look at some of the parents and they're like, ciao, can I get that two croissant with chocolate?
See, I'd have been, hey, buddy, let me get one of them.
That's exactly what I was like. I need that one right there. But the accent was killing me. But it wasn't really like the pizza and pasta. Like, you could tell it was true, authentic pasta. I think the best pasta we had was probably the last night. We had lasagna. That was really good. But like I said, it was the pastries. So, top 3, here we go. Number 1, brioche. Give me a brioche all day.
I don't even know what that is.
It was like a little bun.
I can get a bun sometimes. I get a brioche bun on a burger.
So, it was like a bun, but filled with like this vanilla custard cream type stuff.
So it's a donut.
Like a whipped cream.
It's a jelly-filled donut.
Fresh fruit. But it's open. So it's like, imagine the bun split, but like the whipped cream and all that was like in the middle. It wasn't like you bite into it and it's there like a donut. That was the best.
That was number 1.
Number 2, eclair.
Like the donut.
Sort of. Except the middle was like ice cream.
Gelato.
No. Okay, yes, there's gelato, but it was like ice cream.
Okay. It was cold.
It was cold. And it took me by surprise, and it was really good. And then the third, of course, is the cornetto della crema.
Oh, with the cream.
With the cream.
With the cream. I got the della crema.
It's good.
Yeah. All right. This is the question that everybody's going to want to know. We talked about it 2 weeks ago. What's the deal with the ice?
As to be expected, right? They're going to give you water with no ice.
Really?
That's just the way it is.
Did you at any point get like a Coca-Cola?
I did.
Ice or no ice?
No ice.
You had to ask for it.
Yeah, so the second night, we were in Florence at the hotel, and we had dinner together every night through the hotel pretty much. We sat down. They brought the water, and I'm vlogging about it.
She sent me a couple videos.
I did vlog.
We'll throw some clips in right now.
This is for the podcast. Thanks to a gracious hand the camera, Miss Kristinek. I have ice in Italy. I will pour into my glass for a cold glass of ice water. Thank you. Yeah, and so I'm vlogging, and we got the water, and then I finished the video, and then here she comes with a thing of ice. She was like, I think y'all might want some ice. Y'all just look like you may want it. And I was like, I didn't even have to ask for it.
Yeah.
There it came. And then I didn't get it until a few days later again, where Miss Kristinek got ice. I didn't ask for it. She just did. And she was like, I got this for you. Is so kind.
Is the water cold?
It is, but like, you're walking around all day. Now,
sure.
Now, granted, it wasn't really hot.
Yeah, it's not
It
hot.
was really beautiful weather.
Right.
Like, sweater weather all day.
Mm-hmm.
The sun's out. At night, it got a little bit colder. But, like, I just want ice water.
Yeah.
You know? I love it cold.
Love it.
But, I mean, for the most part, it was cold. Like, I can't complain. It wasn't, like, room temp. Now, when I was in Prague, very different. It was not as cold.
I just set it outside and drink it. Like drinking out of a hose.
Pretty much.
I got you.
Yeah.
All in all, biggest takeaway from the trip, would you do it again?
I don't think I would go back there again just because I've already been there.
Sure.
But, like, yeah. I mean, I think I would do something like that again, especially with the school. I was starting to throw out ideas of, like, where we should go next.
Yeah. What's the next one?
Ireland. Now, I've been to Ireland, but it's just so fun.
I may have to hop on that plane and just leave. I'll just go play golf for a week.
I mean, I loved Ireland so much. But I also really want to go to Spain and France.
Yeah.
But, like, there was so much we still didn't see. But, I mean, my answer could change. You could ask me in 2 weeks and say, would I go back to the same places again? I'd probably say yes. But right now, there's no place I'd rather be than in Bryan College Station.
Yeah. It's nice to get home.
Yeah.
What is the draw? You know, and this may help us, like, connect with people. What is the draw to European countries for you?
I don't know. And it's ironic because if you were to take me and my other two siblings and say, 5 or 8 years ago and just be like, which one of these kids is least likely to travel? You would point to me.
Yeah.
And
I've never met your brother, but I know your sister.
He would not, right? My sister would not.
Yeah.
I told my sister, I was calling her, I was like, she would hate this. She would hate it. I said, we did X, Y, and Z today, and you would not have enjoyed it. The Coliseum, she would not have enjoyed it.
I've been complaining the whole time.
But I think really it's just like, life is so short, and there's so much in this world to go see. And if I have the means to do so while I'm young and able, why not?
Yeah.
It was 9 days of my life.
Yeah, I'm not saying time-wise. For me, like, there's a whole lot to explore here in the United States that I have not. Like, I've got a list of places that I would like to go that I haven't. And so, like, there are some historical places. I'm a history buff, right? So there are some historical places in Europe that I would geek out over. Like, if you said, hey, we're going to go on a World War II trip, like, we're going to go to Auschwitz and Poland, like, I'm there.
Yeah.
But if you go, hey, we're going to go look at, some artwork, and I'll be like, pass.
Yeah, that's hard to get around, which is a lot of Europe.
Sure.
And a lot of what we saw.
Yeah.
But, like, granted, too, right, there is so much in the U.S. to see, and that I want to do, too. I'm someone who wants to go visit every national park. I got to do it.
Good luck.
I want to.
It's good. Yeah, you got time, but it's going to take a while.
I'm going to Hot Springs this year, so.
Arkansas.
Yeah.
Been there.
And then I'm going to try to go drive down forever to Big Bend.
Yeah. Big Bend, but I've never been to Big Bend, and it is high on my list.
Yeah, I just think it's cool. It's neat. We grew up on Flatland. I grew up an hour from the Gulf.
Yeah.
And I'm tired of beaches. I don't want to see it. I want to go see hills and mountains. And
the summer before we started having kids, the spring break before we started having kids, I had this whole thing figured out. Like, we were going to rent an RV, drive out there, and spend a week in Big Bend just doing nothing. And Jess was like, I don't want to do that. And I was like, please. I just want to go. She's like, no, I don't want to do that. And I was like, okay. So I think we went to Mexico or something. And then, like, 2 years later, she's like, hey, we should definitely go to Big Bend. I'm like, if you... Please, don't ever say that again. Because I had this thing, like, it was going to be pretty cheap, like, relatively cheap. We didn't have any kids, so that we could have literally done whatever we wanted and not had any schedule. We could have hiked for 12 hours, and nobody would have said anything to us. And then she's like, hey, we should go to Big Bend. I'm like, yeah, we should have.
yeah.
Now, 6 years ago, we should have done that.
Yeah.
But yeah, never been. Let's kind of switch gears a little bit. I'm glad that you're back. Everybody that I've talked to seemed like they had a great time. So I'm glad it was a successful trip for everybody involved. I was thinking about this show over spring break, which I often do, and I was like, man, we just kind of jumped into it. And I know, like, this is really for our parents who kind of know us, but there are people out there who are listening to this podcast as, as athletic directors or aspiring athletic directors, or people that are just wanting to kind of get into athletic administration or just, run a youth sports organization, whatever the case is. And so we'll get in, like, we have a lot of plans later on down to talk about a lot of different things that will help those people, along with our parents, kind of peeling back the curtain. But I want to give an origin story of kind of where we are, who we are, how we're sitting in these chairs at this point, and why we started this podcast. So I'll go first. I decided in 8th grade that I was going to be a teacher and a coach. Take that back. I decided in 8th grade I was going to be a teacher. Went to college to be a teacher. Wasn't really looking for a coaching job. I was like, yeah, I mean, I'd coach, but I really wanted to teach Texas history. And so coming out of college, got an opportunity in Conroe ISD to teach Texas history, and they're like, hey, it also comes with a coach spot. And I was like, yeah, it's fine. Like, I was an athlete, love sports, obviously. I was like happy to do it, but my focus, I always told everybody, like, I'm going to college to be a teacher, not to be a coach. because there are two different things, right? Some people go to
Yeah.
college to be a coach, and then they have to teach.
Yeah.
I was like, I'm going to be a teacher who also coaches. And so I got my first job in Conroe. Spent 3 years there. Then took an athletic administration job, my first one in Waller, and stayed 3 years there and did everything I could to get out of education after Waller. Like, literally everything. I interviewed to sell pipe. Like, I was burnt out. I was done. Didn't want to do it. I was miserable. My wife was like, hey, you need a new job. I was like, okay, yeah, you're right. And that's the first and only time she's ever told me to do anything career-wise. She was like, you got to make a change. And I was like, yeah, I'm in. Let's do that. So I was doing anything. I was going to enter data on Excel sheets for the rest of my life, anything but teaching and coaching. One day, Klein ISD called and said, hey, we got an athletic coordinator job open. Do you want to interview for it? I said, I haven't applied for it. They said, we know. I'll come in and interview, and did that, and probably changed my life. I really thought I was going to retire in Klein ISD. Like, the happiest I've ever been in education. The leadership was great. The kids were great. The coaches were great. Like, everything was perfect. And then Jess got an opportunity to come here to Bryan College Station, which we had always talked about as like, hey, when the boys are gone, let's go back to College Station. Well, here we are with now a almost 4-year-old, a 2-year-old, and a newborn, and we made that move, and I was like, same deal. So if you don't know anything about the education world, teaching and coaching in Houston and teaching and coaching in Bryan College Station are two very,
Yeah.
very, very different things, pay scale-wise. And I was like, I don't know if we can afford for me to teach and coach. To do my same job, I would have taken $26,000 pay cut.
That's a lot.
It is a lot, yeah. And I took a pay cut to come here, but it was a whole lot less. And you can get, but I could swallow it because of the mission. It wasn't just, hey, public school kid, like, no faith aspect to it, this, that, and the other. And so, I was kind of doing the same thing as when I was leaving Waller. I was like, I don't know what I'm gonna do. I'll find something. But I can't take the $26,000 pay cut. So education and athletics was kind of out of my mind. Like, I was like, I don't know. I interviewed with Rollo Insurance. We talked to them for a little while, and it was like, all right, what are we gonna do? And I was exclusively on LinkedIn. And then one day I was like, nah, let me check out Indeed. Put in College Station, top listing, the very top, St. Joseph Athletic Director. I was like, well, why not? Throw my name in the hat. And the rest is history. The only day that I went on Indeed throughout this whole search for 3 months of, like, looking for a job in Bryan College Station, the only day that I went on Indeed, I found the St. Joseph job, submitted an application. A year and a half later, I am sitting with you. So if you don't tell me, like, God works in a mysterious way and he'll put you where you need to be, I'm living and breathing proof, because I did everything I could to get out of this when I was leaving Waller, and I was doing everything I could to get out of this when I was leaving Klein, and I wouldn't have it any other way. Like, absolutely love it here, but that's a divine intervention that I can't explain why it happened, how it happened, but blessed to be here.
Yeah, I remember. It's my favorite story with you. It was the first time I met you. We're at coaching school, and I'm with A&M.
Yeah.
And my director comes over and is like, hey, this guy says he's the AD at St. Joe. And I was like, and Brian? She was like, yeah. I was like, well, that can't be right. Like, They haven't found anybody yet. And then you were like, hey, I'm Will.
Yeah, I was like, I just signed my contract like 2 days ago.
Exactly. And I was like, oh, like, well, nice to meet you. I coach X, Y, and Z, right? At the time, it was just softball.
I said, what needs to change? She said, the softball field is awful. I was like, all right, we'll work on the softball field.
And that we did.
Yeah, we did.
And that's
still not.
No.
Well, we're getting there. It's on its way.
Yeah. And now,
last
summer we were at coaching school together, and it's like.
So I had registered for coaching school with Klein, and I wasn't gonna go. And then all of this happened, like, this whole process happened pretty quick to last summer, I guess 2 summers ago now. Like, I interviewed, I came up here Tuesday. I interviewed on Monday, came up here Tuesday, came up here Wednesday, spent like 4 hours here on Tuesday, spent like 6 hours here on Wednesday. And they were like, yeah, let's do it. And, I was like, yeah, let's do it. And my wife is just like, I don't care, whatever you want to do.
Yeah.
The trick was like, hey, she's not starting till November. I've got to start like
now
6 weeks ago.
Yeah.
I should have started. Right. And so, that was a little bit difficult to navigate, but we did it. And so I signed my contract on Friday and then got in the truck and drove to San Antonio and had to change my, like, in coaching school, you get a badge that says, Will Patterson at that Klein ISD, right, athletic coordinator. And yet I had to change my badge. Like, they printed it, and I was like, actually, can we, like, change this? And they're like, yeah. I didn't have any purple in my closet, so I went to Academy on the way and got, like, a couple purple shirts that I obviously didn't have anything logoed.
Yeah.
Right? But for those of you who don't know, coaching school is a massive convention in Texas High School Coaches Association, but it is the best, like, single workshop I think you can go to. They talk about everything from X's and O's to athletic leadership to, faith-based stuff like FCA and things like that. But it's also a massive networking opportunity. And so, like, you walk up to people and they go, oh, okay, read your badge, and they figure out who you're with. And so when you talk about, hiring coaches and meeting vendors and things like that, like, it's important that your badge says who you are and what you do. And so I had to get it changed. But, yeah.
Yeah.
It was crazy. It was a whirlwind. And then, like, a week, 2 days, 3 days later after coaching school, we started volleyball, football, and cross country.
Yeah, now you're in it, just like,
I
welcome to
was like,
St. Joseph.
Hey, welcome. Yeah.
But that's athletics.
That's
for
it.
you.
Yeah, welcome.
That's the job.
If you start, if I get this job and we start in May, things probably look a little bit different last year. Wouldn't change anything for the world. Like, we made mistakes and we fixed some things. It's never going to be perfect, as much as we all try. Like, it's never going to be perfect. But things definitely look different if you have more time. We were just trying to keep our head above water last year.
Yeah.
What about you? What's your origin story?
So, in high school, I had athletic directors that weren't the best, in my opinion. I think they're great people, but the thing they lacked was really representation of sports.
Sure.
And that really upset me. It, like, sat with me a lot. And so I remember when I was applying for college, it's COVID, whatever. People were telling me, they're like, man, you're really good at, like, listening to people and talking to people. You should do, like, some sort of, like, psychology or whatever. And I was like, okay. So I went to college for psychology, and I was sitting in Psych 101 or whatever it is, and I was like, this sucks.
Yes,
this sucks. And then I switch over to kinesiology. I'm sitting in biology class, and I'm like, this sucks.
This sucks too.
This sucks. I was like, I'm running out of options here. And then I found sport management, and I was like, I like this, business marketing aspect behind sports, what it takes to run an organization. But in the back of my mind, I always knew I was going to be an athletic director and a coach. I just always told myself I wasn't good enough. And so I'm sitting in class, and I got a coaching minor along with my degree. I was like, why not? I might end up coaching.
One of the first, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so I'm sitting there, and then somebody walks in with these flyers that says, like, Coaching Academy. And I was like, okay, let me just apply.
Sure.
Like, not everybody gets in. I'll just see what it's like. I'll talk to them. So I sat down with them, and we're just talking about my story and what I want to do. And then that's when I decided, I was like, I'm going to do it. Like, I'm going to be a coach, and I'm going to be an athletic director. And I'm tired of me telling myself I'm not good enough or I can't do it. And so I'm sitting there, and I get my first coaching job at Davila Middle School, coaching basketball. And it's funny because even till this day, those girls still recognize me.
Really?
And they're juniors now at Rudder.
Yeah.
And it's just so funny to see them. We'd play them in basketball tournaments, and they'd come up to me and talk to me and stuff. And then I remember I needed a secondary sport coaching option. And I was like, for me, it's softball. Basketball is my primary. And so I sat down with them and I said, hey, like, I need to coach softball somewhere. I have to figure it out. And they're like, well, there's not many places around here. But I was like, I want to be in a private school. I grew up going to private school. It's all I know. It's what I've done. I grew up in a Catholic environment, Catholic education. And so we're sitting down and they're like, all right, here are the 3 private schools in the Brazos Valley. And they're like, we don't recommend St. Joe because it's too far away from where you live. And I said, I want that one.
Yeah.
And I don't know why, but the other schools weren't an option for me.
Right.
It was purely St. Joseph. And so I get the softball job and I loved it. I was with junior high here and there, but I was mainly with the high school. And I was like, this is the place. Like, this is where I want to be. And so then I sat down a few months later with Coach Walker, and I was like, I would like to coach basketball here as well. And he's, so graciously said, let's do it. And him and I are tag teaming ever since.
Yeah.
And it's been great. And then, not to sound egotistical or whatever it may be, I kid you not, I was like, I'm going to be an AD here one day. I had this gut feeling that I was going to work so hard to stay in this school setting because I love the city.
Yeah.
I love the kids, and I love the faith-based aspect of the school. Like, I went to a Catholic school.
Right.
Okay? But it's not like this. It's not. Long story, I mean, this one's better when it comes to that, right? It's just a little bit better on that side.
Yeah.
And I was like, I want to do it. And so I didn't know how. I just wanted to be, like, noticed. I work hard. So, like, when you said, hey, show up 30 minutes before practice starts as a head coach, I was like, I will do that.
Yeah.
Practice at 7, I'm here at 6:30, right? And doing all these little things just to follow my passion. But it was also, like, you were talking about, like, networking and talking to people. So throughout my experiences in college, deciding, hey, I'm going to be an athletic director, I'm talking to people like you, right? I'm talking to other coaches. I'm trying to figure out how can I do this within the next 5 years?
Yeah.
How can I put myself in a leadership position before the age of 30? Because that was my goal. And then I had multiple people tell me that won't happen. And then I said, watch me.
Yeah.
Because that's just fuel, right?
Yeah.
But I also think you end up in the position like we are because everyone says you have to care and you love it and you're passionate. But there's another level to that.
Sure.
And I think that's something that I had and I still have. That, like, I was excited to come home from Italy, not to, obviously to see my family or whoever, but I was like, I can't wait to get back here.
Yeah.
I was like,
we were talking about it the other day, earlier today. Like, I needed the energy of this place, Like, we had a week with the kids, and it was great. But there's just a buzz here, and you see the kids. And
it's just like,
yeah.
Like, whenever I missed that softball game and Izzy hit the home run, and I'm flying over the Atlantic Ocean, I was like, I wanted to be there.
Yeah.
And so, you're right. I think God does work in mysterious ways because, like, when people told me no to come here, I said, I'm not going to listen to you. I'm going to come here. And because of that, like, when I went to college, I lost the faith a little bit because of COVID and some personal reasons. And then I come here, and I think that was his way of saying, I'm going to repair my relationship with you.
Yeah.
And he put people in my life to help strengthen that. There were many kids who I've coached over the years that have been a really big part of my faith journey and helped kind of restore what I wanted it to be. And, like, Gabby Roy was the one that did that for me.
Yeah, I was about to tell that story. Before I do, I've said it multiple times to a lot of different, like, I don't know professionally. I don't know where I stand in a lot of, like, is there anything after this? Who knows? Like, is A&M going to call and go, hey, we want you to be director of operations for Aggie football? Probably not, right? Like, I don't know that, we set up for, like, nobody's going to be here forever. I don't think that's a secret, but I don't think you're like, well, for me, this is the best thing that I've ever done as the person. Yeah. Right? When you talk about the faith aspect of it and this and the other. And so what people probably don't know about you is, like, you nobody's going to outwork Coach Rather. Like, nobody.
Yeah.
there's not a single person on this campus. There's probably not a coach in the state who's going to outwork you. And I knew that, and I saw that just from afar. Um, and with everything that kind of happened with Coach Ford's last year and him, moving on, and I kind of knew that, hey, there's a vacancy. I need a hard worker. I'm looking at Coach Rather. Like, yes, she can do it. I don't know if the mentor piece is there. Was kind of my track, right? And I'm like, okay, maybe we post it. I really want to feel it from within. There was a couple other people on this campus that we were kind of looking. We took a trip to state softball middle of May, and we're on our way back, and 3 hours in the car, nothing but mentorship and faith talk with people like Gabby Roy. And I'm like, okay, she can do it.
Yeah. And I mean, that was the majority of my conversations with her, even when she was here, was strictly talking about the faith.
Yeah.
Right. And I think, like we already said, like, God's divine intervention in different ways. And like him sending you here and him sending me here is a big part of that.
Yeah,
and
I think that we were always destined to work together. I don't know that anybody would have written it out. I don't know that we're probably the most likely pair. When I go, hey, I went to Mr. Nagori and said, hey, I want Madison to fill the role. He's like, I don't know. She just graduated. She's young. I was like, I don't care. I don't care.
Yeah.
She's wise beyond her years. Like she nobody's gonna outwork her. She's got a great relationship with parents and student athletes. Like, what else are we looking for? She literally checks every box except for this arbitrary age box.
Yeah.
That we're just making up.
Yeah.
And he was like, all right, if you want her, you gotta talk to her. And I said, hey, you want to do this thing? And you're like, yep.
I remember we were in the kitchen or the cafeteria, and you were like, I need to talk to you real quick. And you were like, yeah, you're on my short list. And I was like, my first words were, I'm here.
Yeah, I'm ready.
I'm here. I'm ready.
Rock and roll. And then the rest is history. And so let's get into like why the Eagle advantage. I think the short answer is Mr. Nagori was like, hey, we should do something like this. And I was like, yeah, okay, we can definitely, yeah. That's one of those like, yeah, we'll
do it.
We'll get on it.
Yeah.
The longer answer is like we've just had a lot of different opportunities that we go, yeah, we probably should have communicated that a little bit better in a different way, right? There's something that maybe an email doesn't really help with, maybe like, man, if we could just get in front of a camera for 5 minutes and send out a video, and it's like, okay, he did tell us to do this.
Yeah.
Why don't we just do it?
Yeah.
And it was one of those like, all right, let's just do it.
Yeah.
I've got a little bit of podcast and YouTube experience. I think Coach Rather's really just along for the ride. And
I have none.
Yeah. She's like, yeah, just tell me when to record and we'll
TikTok.
sit down and record. So, yeah, I mean, the origin of this is, and the purpose is, number one, peel back the curtain of athletics, right?
Yeah.
A lot of things happen to people, right? And we don't want things to happen to our families. We want to have everything here to happen with everybody,
yeah.
right? Like anything that we're doing is public. We want to talk about it. We want to hear feedback. We are here to literally serve everybody else. I've told many people this as an athletic director. My job is to be the fall guy when something goes wrong, and put every coach in a position where all they have to do is coach. They don't have to worry about their budget. They don't have to worry about their bus. They don't have to worry, all of that stuff is taken care of. I need you to coach who shows up to practice.
Mm-hmm.
That's it. That's all I want you to worry about. X's and O's, who's going to run the relay, how do I get this kid to break par and golf? That's it. Just coach. We'll worry about everything else. And so, this is just peel back the curtain and let's figure it out.
Yeah. I mean, no, but I think, obviously, when we talked about it earlier on in the year, I was like, man, we got to do a podcast? I don't know. That kind of seems somewhat, cringy to me. I was like, man, I don't know. But, it's fun and it's cool, and I think it's a different way to tell our parents and even that some of the kids are interested in it too. Like, we are human.
Yeah.
And it's a fun way to relay information versus an email. You're right.
Well, there's a bunch of kids that are like, hey, when can I get on the pod?
Yeah, they want to hop on.
It's only episode 3, guys. Come on.
Yeah, you got to wait for the player spotlights.
Yeah, during the summer when everything's kind of like, we'll just start doing player spotlights
Yeah.
and start talking to kids about upcoming seasons and stuff like that. Like, that's when you get on the pod.
Yeah.
They're like, all right, yeah, I can do it.
And they're going to get here and be like,
Yeah, they're gonna stare at the camera like, I'm excited. But part of it too, like when you get a kid on a player spotlight, it's media training.
Yeah.
You know, like we're fortunate enough to get covered by people. You know, the Eagle wants to interview people after a football game, and you know, we're going to state in basketball, and KBTX shows up, and you know, it's just media training. Like, the camera's not even there.
Yeah.
You know,
just have a conversation with somebody.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you can carry on a conversation, you'll be good to go. All right, let's get out of here and let's look ahead to what's to come. SAC camp and summer camp dates are available. Those are save the dates registration, hopefully by April 1st. Physicals also reset on April 1st. Hugely important. Coach Rather is tired of tracking down physicals, so just get them done.
Yeah, just as soon as you can.
Yeah, please.
Get them done.
As soon as April 1st hits, start calling the pediatrician, go to urgent care, whatever the case is. April 1st is good until the end of 2027. So what do we got coming up this week sports-wise?
So today, right, just practice. We're just chilling. Tomorrow, softball is taking on Alpha Omega for the first district game at the complex.
Open up district
Let's hope
play.
it's not as windy as it is right now.
Did you see the A&M baseball game yesterday?
No.
Oh, my. They were playing in a tornado.
See, I mean...
Sustained winds at like 30 to 40 miles an hour, gusts up to 60.
See, can you even play in something like that? Which is...
I mean...
Imagine tracking the ball in the outfield.
It was like 12 to 11 in the final or something.
That's crazy.
Because probably nobody could catch the ball.
Yeah.
So, yeah, the wind should die down for tomorrow's. It should be a beautiful day to open up district play with softball. Thursday, we got varsity track headed to Iola. They're gearing up for district just in a couple weeks, and so they're gearing up for it. Got a little Friday night baseball action at the complex. North Zolch, 4 o'clock. Varsity softball's on the road at Conroe.
Yep, going to Conroe. Play at 5 p.m. Should be, hopefully.
Should be.
But these games for softball in particular, it's some big district opponents, so we'll see.
Yeah, you open up with a pretty strong district.
Yeah, we do.
District schedule, which is, I guess, a good thing. I mean, you figure out where you are.
Yeah.
Pretty early. But it could also set you up for a lot of success here. And like if you get through this week, you know, you go, okay, we're pretty good.
Yeah, it's just gonna be the teaser to kind of see, you know, if we can make that run to state again this year.
Yeah. So
that's the ultimate goal.
And then last but not least, junior high track headed to Iola.
What a fun way to spend your Friday.
Yeah. I mean, I'm telling you, I think I'm driving them out there.
Oh,
yeah.
What a fun way for you to spend your Friday.
Yeah, I'm gonna drive him out there and come back, and then Coach Walker's gonna take the bus after school.
Oh, teamwork.
So that he could watch his son race and all that. Yeah. So that's it. That's all. Coach Rather, welcome back to the United States of America.
Glad to be back to the homeland.
Welcome back to the Republic.
Where I should be.
Yeah. Y'all be good. Go Eagles.
Yeah. From the play. Yeah. From the nest to the lights, we're ready to fly. Eagles rise up, yeah, we touch the sky. Coach Rather and Coach Patterson show us the way. Eagle-led Bonnie's gonna seize the day. Hearts on fire, burning bright. Through a storm, we'll take the fight. Spread your wings and let them soar. Higher now than ever before. Through the wind, we'll ride the tide. Eagle Nation side by side.